Greetings, citizens. Justiguy. Uh-oh. Okay, you know what? Just quiet. Hey, greetings, citizens. Justiguy has arrived and returned to Higurashi. And today is Thursday, which means, God, it has been actually a bit since we last played, but my God, yeah, I did not play much last week. But anyway, we are back to. Did we read the tips? Of course, we read the tips. I'm not gonna. Of course, we read the tips. Let's just double check. Uh, Oh yeah, that's right. This is the one that scared the shit out of me. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, Justiguy has arrived. And why did I move like that? Oh, hey, you see my scarf? Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at my scarf! Look at that! Look at that! Hey, come on, move, move. Come on. There we go. Hell yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, today was what episode? What was it? 5, I think. No, 4. Oh hell yeah, it's even better. Today was episode 4 of Higurashi Sotsu. It aired today, and it was awesome. And I had many thoughts, which I shared on Twitter, and you can follow me on blah 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 blah. Actually, just right up there, like above my head. If you actually want to care about that. But that's not why you're here, I assume. In fact, why would you be here? This is a free visual novel. You could be going reading yourself instead of waiting for me, because, as you may have forgotten, or may, well, just so you know, a few days had passed since the incident. During that time, either Mion was busy or Lika-Chan, I'm sorry, had to help with festival preparations, so we couldn't get everyone together for club activities. Even though I thought I would never want to participate again after the years it shaved off my life each time, not having it only made my heart grow fonder. I really am not honest with myself. I'm such a baka. Today we finally had our club activities again. These weren't the same old club activities. It was called the Watanagashi 5 Demon Firefight. Oh gosh. You know what that means? It's the day of Watanagashi, everyone. Big day. It was one of the biggest events in the club. Geichi, does this yukata still fit you? Can you try it on for a second? Mom pulls out an old Mom pulled out an old dusty yukata. Nah, I don't need a yukata. Those are embarrassing, so I'll just go in my normal clothes. But this is a festival. Wear it, okay? Dana and the others said regular clothes are just fine. If I was the only one wearing a yukata, it'd be even more embarrassing. Mion would probably be like, ooh, is he wearing underwear under there? And I'd get really hyped to win, and I'd lose, and I'd end up in a collar and a maid outfit. And what were we talking about again, Mom? I put on the same old vest as usual. I'll be going with Rena and the others, so you don't need to worry about me. Is that so? I'll be going with Dad when he wakes up. Dad let out a loud snore from the sofa. From how it looks, he must have pulled an all-nighter last night. He just finished sending in his manuscript, so he might not wake up for a while. He's my dad, writes for art magazines sometimes too. I've never read it though. What if my dad is a really famous artist? No time to think about that now, though. Since his own son is saying something like that, I can't imagine he's selling all that well. But he's able to feed a family of 3, and my life isn't exactly full of hardships, and everyone in this freaking town thinks I live in a mansion, so on the other hand, it could be that he's some master painter, and I just didn't know about it. Hey, Chikun, are you home? Uh-oh! It was already time. I didn't want them coming here, so I was planning on leaving early and waiting outside. Now they'll see the mansion! Hi, it's Rena-chan. Thank you for always looking after Keiichi. Ma'am, he's also been looking out for Colonel Sanders. Are you blushing just for meeting my mom? Don't get all flustered. It really doesn't feel right. Let's go, Rena. Since Rena would continue to space out if I left her here, I grabbed her hand and dragged her out. Rena-chan, look after Keiichi for me. Oh, yes, ma'am. Even if it means I must sacrifice myself. Okay. Why don't you do it right? Keiichi, please don't say something like that, or think it. He waved back, even as I was dragging her away. Okay, Keiichi-chan, you hungry today? We'll take care of that at these stalls. You thought I'd let myself get full knowing the club activities would involve the stalls? Wouldn't have it any other way. Where are Lika-Chan and Santoko? Are they already at the temple? Yep, Lika-chan's a festival committee member after all. Santoko-chan is probably with her as well, I'm sure. I see. All right, let's make some noise today. Yeah! We were already in high spirits with just the three of us there. It was way more lively at the Fude Shrine than the last time I came, far exceeding my expectations. Throngs of people were crammed between rows of market stalls lined with colorful paper lanterns. Despite that, it was actually quite enjoyable. There sure are a lot of people here. I can't believe they all live in Hinamizawa. Everybody attends the Watanagashi. I think about half the village is here. It's not just that. Excuse me. Municipal and youth councils from neighboring towns and villages advertise this event as well. I mean, yeah, Tomitaka is here. That's right. There aren't that many students in our school, but there's a lot of kids here today. It just doesn't feel like a festival unless there are kids running around after all. That's true, I agree. Ah, hello! Good evening! These two new to everybody we came across. Of course, I greeted them as well, but I still wasn't familiar with everybody yet. Oh, Rena-chan, thanks for the food you brought me a while back. My son loved it. He said it was delicious. Oh, it was nothing at all. I'm glad he liked it. Say hello to Kazuma-kun for me, please. Hey, if it isn't Sonozaki Ojo-chan, I'm in charge of a stand again this year, so make sure you come visit. Pops, if you've gotten fatter, you'll end up having a heart attack with a gut like that. Oh, this kid here is new. Are you one of her underclassmen? He's one of my members. An upcoming hopeful. If you cross him, he could crush your stand in one night. You're saying that to the next head of a freaking Yakuza. The next head of a Yakuza, you know, saying he's one of my members, an upcoming hopeful. That kind of hits different, you know what I mean? You've got little Missy's seal of approval, I see. Hope you take it easy on me. As you could imagine, Myeon was chatting away with the old guys running the stalls. Mii-chan is really energetic after all. She's really popular with the older men. I think Rena is pretty popular too, being cute and all. That was, of course, as long as her little condition didn't flare up, in which case I'd instead be worried about whether or not she was going to be getting arrested. As long as she is blushing quietly, she's pretty cute. I'm popular with some people? Really? Really? With some people. I evaded giving her a straight answer by roughly tousling her hair. The stall keepers came all the way from town. It's not really a festival without them, after all. So we're gonna mess with them now? I don't care what kind of match it is, I'm gonna win it! Oh yes, I'll try too. Hey! You're all very late. It's unacceptable to keep a lady waiting, Keiichi-san. Ooh, my bad. So, where is this lady I've kept waiting? What did you say? All right. Santoko was in top form as well. Seemed she was all excited about being able to get everybody in club together for the first time in a while. Whoa, Lika-Chan. Oh, that didn't show up on the camera. Oh well. Rina let out an elated sigh. It seemed that the real lady had made her appearance. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Keiichi as well. Woo! Looking good! You're looking sharp again this year. Cute! Gonna take you home. Lika-Chan was wearing a shrine maiden outfit. Yep. And his little outburst was completely understandable. Lika-Chan's shows sure looked like the real deal. Is that a real shrine maiden outfit? My grandmother made them by... Really? Oreo did? They're quite authentic. Lika-Chan has an important task to do at the end of the festival, so she's wearing this. I see. Lika-Chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the Shrine Maiden rituals for the festival. My work is only during the finale of the festival, but I could still play for a while. But we cannot afford to waste any more time. Let us begin! Howrah! It was a weird thing to say. Oh, there we go. It felt good to wander around the festival with just the 5 of us. Neon called everyone over to a stand that caught her attention and proposed a rather odd competition. Takoyaki eating race. Everyone has to buy their own. Ready, go! A standard in vendor stalls, the takoyaki stand. What was especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that they were simply balls of dough. Takoyaki in name only. It burns! Are you okay, Keiichi-kun? Have some water! My, eating those scalding takoyaki whole is suicide. I guess the trick is to buy the ready-made ones that have been left there for a while. They really don't taste good. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. It was still a bit too early in the season for that, but right then it didn't matter. Let's do shaved ice this time. It's a shaved ice eating race. Ready, go! Shaved ice eating race, I can't! As long as you can melt it a bit with your body heat, then it's so cool! Not smart. This old man ordered it with plenty of syrup. It'll melt quickly when it's mixed up. Those stooges were too late. The moment they chose to tackle it head on was their downfall. You finished! Keiichi-chan is done? That was too fast. It couldn't be. Keiichi-kun, you didn't add water from the goldfish tank behind you, did you? That can't taste very good. Next to that was another old favorite, a cotton candy stand. Why don't we do this one next? Of course, it's a speed eating contest. How do you eat cotton candy quickly? How? On Santoko's mark, Mion, Santoko, and I all compressed the cotton candy with our bare hands. The time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths, 3 seconds! I expected Santoko to figure it out, but I didn't think Kei-chan would too. I can't have you treating me like I'm a newbie forever, can I? It won't taste very good. Lika-Chan had also crushed it between her hands and stuck it into her mouth. This is probably the only place in Japan where people eat cotton candy like this. I think only Rena's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. But it felt like we do end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or human water pump at the goldfish scoop at the rate things were going. That one doesn't sound very good. This old man will probably still win, too. I am simply no match for Mion-san when it comes to eating repulsive things. Yeah, seriously. What's up with you guys? Are you telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii top yakisoba eating contest? Shake! Santoko and I shook our heads in unison. Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time? Can we? Ina's proposal was a godsend. It was about time we played a different kind of game. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Just making sure the audio looks like it's not too bad. I'm hoping. I was just moving the window out of the way. Anyway, let's go back. Oh, crap. It also seemed like neither Rena nor Lika-Chan were any good at these speed-eating or gorging themselves type contests. I just made that sentence up. Whoops. Okay, then I'll let you pick out the next game. Anything is fine. Well then. I'm going to be the judge. Find cute things on the festival grounds. You have 1 minute. Well, fine by me. I know exactly what Rena likes. Alright. I think I can win with that. Ready? Go! Oh? Why aren't Keiichi-kun and Lika-Chan starting? Why not? Mion and Santoko-chan dashed off madly, but Lika-Chan and I calmly stayed right where we were. Could it be? You've already found it? The cute thing? You've already found it. Keiichi too? Yeah. What is it? What is it? I can't wait! I know, I'm pretty sure I know. Lika-Chan and I stood motionless for those few moments before Mion and Santoko returned. This is probably the first time we've gone head-to-head like this. It will be the first. Lika-Chan, you expect to win with that, huh? I am a member of this club as well. Win by any means is our society's third rule. Lika-Chan sneered to the best of her ability. You're on! Both Mion and Santoko came back, each with their own plan of attack stuffed in their arms. Okay then, let's go in order. Let's start with the club president, Mi-chan! Too bad, you guys, I'm ending this now. This old man brought this. Where did she get those? They were old tin, diamond-shaped signs. Furry, snake, oil incense, and see, how about this? That's very understated, a little too understated, Mion. I used to see those stuck up on barbed wire fences. They were more nostalgic than cute. Can you really explain what part of that is cute? But there were puffs of smoke noisily shooting out of Rena's ears and nose almost like a steam train. I didn't get it. I shall be up next. It is this! It was the hand-drawn poster from the Ladies' Society's roasted corn stall. It was a really bad sketch done by a housewife. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real plan. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. Weep! That was the sound of blood jetting out of Rena's nose. It seemed to have been rated higher than Mion's! I really didn't get it. It feels like your artistic sense is a little avant-garde by about 5 eons. These were nothing but mass-produced signs, after all. They had no chance against something hand-drawn. Those were. I couldn't even begin to follow the way those guys were thinking. And I will be next. Next is Lika-Chan, is it? What can you even do without anything? Did you and Santoko both forget? If Lika-Chan felt like it, she could simply... After moving about 10... yeah, there... After moving back about 10 yards, she began waddling up to Rena. Seeing that, both Mion and Santoko gasped! Oh no! Too late! Lika-Chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Rena hurried over to her. Lika-Chan, are you alright? Alright? Lika-Chan had a lump on her forehead, and tears welled up in her eyes. Only fingers peeked out of her sleeves. This was the vital part. The palms of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made just a single sound. Meow. Oh, gonna take you home. I'd completely forgotten that. The play that I personally had to use. Anna's face went completely red, her head bobbing back and forth with excitement. She embraced Lika-Chan and began rubbing her cheek against her. I'd expect no less from her. Not a single element was overlooked. Lodi, Shrine Maiden, Brink of Crying, Mew! It was perfect. A simple trip transcended into pure moe. Now this is what you call art. Kei-chan has a pretty weird definition of art. I'll just pretend the sharp sting of those words cutting through me like a razor was a figment of my imagination. Lika-chan turned her gaze to me with a daunting smile as she was cutting a cursor. That's a fucking mental image. As she was caressed by Rena, who was in full cute mode. Now, Keiichi, can you beat me? That cold smile is frightening, Lika-chan. It must just be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes. Kei-chan seems to have his own plan of attack. I wonder what he's going to show her. I also wish to observe the play Keiichi-san will make. Could it be? Is Keiichi also going to give a performance? I basked in their pointed stares. I pulled Rena, who gave no sign of canceling out of cute mode, away from Lika-chan. Oh, cute thing, cute thing. Keiichi-kun, let go. I'll show you something even cuter. So just hold on for now. Huh? Oh? Something even cuter? But it's a bit too... But it's a bit too crowded here. Let's go back there. Rena looked very surprised as I pulled her behind the shrine. I cannot fathom what Keiichi-san could possibly be planning. This is Kei-chan after all. No, it couldn't be. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Oh no, what are you gonna do, man? Are we not gonna get to see it? After a bit, I returned. And a bit after that, oh no. A bit after that, so did Rena, dragging her feet. There's no way that scoundrel did something to innocent little Rena. Mion Santoko passed by me, heading straight to Rena. What exactly did he do to you? For a moment, Rena was too dazed to realize someone was talking to her. Gasp! Oh, Kei-chan. Oh. Rena! Are you alright? Did Kei-chan do anything to you? No, he didn't do anything strange to me. This is quite severe. Exactly what did Keiichi-san show you? It was so cute. Oh. Cute? What did he show you, Rena? Rena let along. How? Her eyes sparkled as she spoke. Cute. What? Oh, no, no, no. What did he show you there? Like, oh, hello? Her eyes sparkled as she spoke. So cute. It was Ichikun's furry little seal. His Saru, as it were. In the blink of an eye, Santoko's elbow smashed into my face. Huh? Huh? What? What? Oh, look at that face! Showing in us something so dirty! You sick pervert! I shall have you beaten into oblivion! Wait, you've got it all wrong. A dark billowing aura flowed from Mion and Santoko. It was no good. Kill me! Mii-chan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong. You see, Keiichi-kun had... It's a fur seal keychain. Lika-Chan stuck her hand into my pocket and pulled out my keychain. Fucking really? Are you fucking really? Okay. Ah! He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments. He said he doesn't show it to others often because it's embarrassing. Yeah. So small and cute. He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful. Oh! So man thought it was Keiichi's cute little fur seal. I'd expect no less from you. You misconstrue things in the wildest ways. I slung insults. It's so fun. Oh god, they slung insults at each other and looked like they were about to ready to tear into each other at any second. I beg of you, if I'm in the clear, would you mind getting off of me? We were interrupted by the flash of camera. Hey guys, you all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomitake-san. As I lay crumpled on the ground, Mion and Santoko continued to bicker above me. Lika-Chan was patting me on the head and Lena was still in cute mode. It was probably quite a lively scene, if you ignore what we were just talking about moments prior, and the implications that were being implied. It's a fine evening indeed, although it's rather poor etiquette to photograph a lady without her permission. That's right, at least you don't really need Santoko's... Santoko dug her heel into me! Good evening. Ah, you're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Are you able to take lots of good photos? Thanks to you, I got plenty of good shots. Tonight's the last we can see of old Tokumitake-sama, isn't it? It's such a shame. Hurry up and have your major breakout soon. Just as rude as ever, aren't you? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year. Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. We'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow, after all. That's true. It will be another 6 months. Till I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Well, that's just fucking romantic, dude. Why are you telling it to a bunch of kids? Tomitake-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. In that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomitake-san? In Hinamizawa. Tomitake-san was speechless. Not very convenient here. Dude, you just gonna say that to our faces? How dare you? No shops, or recreational spots. There might not be anything really here, but, you know, everyone knew what I was trying to say. Oh, is Keiichi saying this? But, you know, okay. Sorena, Mion, Santoko, and Lika-Chan. None of them butted in. I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know everything about it. Normally, I'm a really talkative guy, but in situations like this, I am at a loss for words. Even though all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, it felt like all the background noise was fading into the distance, never to be heard from again. Oh, no, it's back. Never mind. This place is probably... Tomitake-san rested his hand on me gently, silencing me. Tomitake-san. Doki doki. Thank you. Mion-chan, Rina-chan, Santoko-chan, and Lika-chan. Tomitake-san's was so slight it looked as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was warm. I also think it would be great if I could live here. Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. This is getting surprisingly, like, real in a heartfelt kind of way, you know, and not at the, some of the ways we got last time with, you know, oh, no, well, you know what I mean. It's sweet, is what I'm saying, was it not? Heichi-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice. I mean, he's not, you know, and the background clamor of the festival returned. You won't be seeing him for a while, after all. We need to make sure Tomitake-san also enjoys tonight. When Lena smiled, the mood, not the room, we're not in a room, we're outside. The mood instantly got brighter. That's true, I think I'll do just that. Ah? Hey, Mi-chan! How about it? Could we let Tomitake-san in one of our club activities? That's a great idea! Or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face. One of the requirements for membership is residence in Hinamizawa, you see. Come on, Mi-chan. Just for today, don't be so mean. Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him an honorary citizen. Whoa! Yay! Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow, well past his prime, will be a match for me, self-proclaimed old man. Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult. Did you keep up with us, young'uns? Mitake-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins. I, Sonozaki Mion, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tomitake's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers and our woo, and so on and so forth, and I'd better shut the fuck up if I don't want to piss off a neighbor or something. What do you mean, club? What our club does, you see. In order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so we're just gonna... So I'd prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be the perfect opportunity. We'll leave you with nothing. We won't even leave the hairs on your butt. Oh, it's a club where we play games together. Of course, Lika-Chan was the only one to give an answer that made sense. All right, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on that challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Tomitake-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect. Perfect. They did walking through the festival with me on in the front. Now we look like a family of 6. Oh, it had some intensity to it. Oh, yeah. Same rules as always. The loser will, of course, be subject to a penalty. Tomitake-san was a bit surprised but to us it was the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty it was. Just don't lose! It was also brimming with determination. Hey, wait a minute. Shouldn't there be a penalty for some of these other games we've been playing, huh? She didn't have any intention of losing. That's true. I tousled Reina's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment. I see. This is what it means to feel like a kid again. Omitake-san whispered that to nobody in particular. I see. This is what it means to feel like a kid again. At that moment, we heard an old man call out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Mion had greeted right before the festival. You're here. Little Miss Sonozaki, seems like you brought quite the crowd. Came to eradicate... Oh, no. Oh, right, that man. Okay. Not the man I was thinking. We came to eradicate your entire stall. The stall was a shooting gallery. Bang, bang, bang. Nice dream. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize with a cork you wanted with a cork gun. Look at these prizes. It looks like an Energizer Bunny. There's a Pac-Man. There's definitely a Hello Kitty back there. It's a gun, probably a toy gun like Mion's. There's another gun up there at the top. What else? There's a teddy bear or something over there. I don't know what else. Another Hello Kitty, maybe? Oh. The rules are simple. 3 shots. The winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everyone shouted their agreement. There was no real need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. The biggest prize at the stall, it went without question. It was that one, wasn't it? Whoa, that teddy bear. Cute. And I was gazing longingly at a large, stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an unsteady platform, so it was possible to get it if you hit the right spot. It's magnificently set up to make someone think that. Not bad, Keiichi-san. I figured you would see through this scam instantly. The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you'll get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for our club's infamous event? Knocking that bear down ensures a win. Only 3 shots. To use them all just trying. That'd be rough. Hey! I have other customers waiting, you know? Who's up first? The first one has the advantage of being able to aim for the easier prizes, but it's dangerous to compete without knowing the gun's quirks. Omitake-san's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about. Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it? That's really the only way. Rock, paper, scissors! After a couple of matches, it ended up with Mion being first. I didn't want to end up first. I'll just think of it as a handicap. Gramps, gun! Here you go! When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mion looked it over instantly. He didn't forget to check the cork bullet either. Okay, this gun is brand new, isn't it? No faults, not bad. Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely different from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip! And then you get the little fucking pop. Fire! Reload. Fire! Reload. Fire! Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell one after the other. A big haul. The crowd paused in a moment of awe, then erupted in cheers. Whoa! Awesome! That was quite good! Omitake-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess. Amazing, Michan! Three! Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The three Mion had gone after were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with very high return on investment. Who's up next? Santoko? Careful, the bullets are light. Next was Santoko. The rifle looked a bit big for her little live body. Sorry, not mispronounced, I misread. Anyway. Also, I like how it's, well, I don't want to talk about the episode today, but I'm just gonna shut up. The rifle looked a bit big for her body, but it didn't seem like she had any problems with the weight. It's just this scene is very on topic, just topical. Of course, I shall aim for the grand prize. She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear! Damn, Santoko! Such a bold move! The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be in first. Good luck, Santoko-chan! Santoko was the opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed. Oh, that's not good. That's not. Oh no. Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Santoko was the opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger. Anyway, some stuff just fell over. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Hop, hop, hop. Bah! These bullets are too light. Hey, you were warned. The first two bullets struck the bear in the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Santoko's third bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm. I hate to say it, but the bear is too much for me. She went boldly after the big catch, but since she switched over to less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools know nothing. Fine attempt, Santoko. You've gotten better. The palm of Mion's outstretched hand went plump as it tapped down lightly on Santoko. He appeared to just be talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn that Santoko! Just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target. Without shame or honor. Magnificent. I'll allow you to take the bear, Rena-san. I pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Santoko-chan. Oh, bear-san, so cute. Rena was up next. She couldn't hit broadside of a barn as regular Rena, but she said that bear was cute. I wonder how Rena-chan will do. I hope she's able to hit at least one. You're underestimating Rena, Tomitake-san. It's Rena, you know? It's Yugu Rena, you know? If it was to get that teddy bear... Whoa! Tomitake-san wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through a pinhole. The one known as Yugu, and I could do it! Shaking! It's shaking! Cute! And I couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Rena couldn't lose. Not bad, Rena-san. The less collected you become, the stronger you get. Whoa! Another big cheer. Rena's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before. But it might not be possible. You never know. With Lika-Chan's skill, it might be. While Tomitake-san was just as excited as the crowd, Lika-Chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Rena had 10 more shots, then she could surely knock it over. But just one more. No matter how you looked at it, no go. Ow! The crowd let out a dejected groan. She had shot it right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit late, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt. Oh, there's son. Take him home. Oh. She should be praised for her valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then, at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Rena. It's for you, Lily. Huh? You're giving this to me? Oh. The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display. There was another shower of applause. Rena turned bright red, and I pulled her back over to us by her hand. You did a good job. Your cute mode really surprised me. Oh, I really wanted Mr. Bear. Well. It was easy to see that it only needed a little more to be knocked over, and it had done quite a lot for me. I still needed to pay her back for that delicious picnic. It was time for my revenge. All right, then I'll get it and give it to you. What? Tomitake-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth. Okay. Please, Tomitake-san. Good luck. Damn you, old man Tomitake! Stealing the good parts for yourself. Small hand stretched over and fell gently onto my head before I was overcome with frustration. You keep on fighting too, Keiichi, okay? Tomitake-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the other 2 shots in his hand. Why is he doing that? Yes, no doubt. Tomitake-san is aiming for... Whop! 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 This time, the time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once it stopped shaking. But Tomitake-san was relying on rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling more than it ever had. Much more than it ever had before, but that was all. It still didn't fall over. Oh, too bad. Oliverina's momentary expectation from watching it sway violently turned into a dejected sigh. I really thought it would work. What was that little freak out with the sprite? It seems that, since you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy. That was it! Tomitake-san had no spoils of war. So both Kei-chan and Lika-chan could just shoot down a small, easy prize and avoid being dead last. Avoid being the loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that. It's your turn next, Keiichi-kun. Best of luck. I was the 5th shooter. I took the rifle from Tomitake-san. If I took the ruthless route as Mion suggested, then I'd go for a small target. Except, when I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning. passion passed down to me by Tomitake-san. Regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Rena wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man. After all, that was my promise. Rena. Huh? What promise? What? To shoot down that bear and give it to Rena. That one. You mean... Oh. The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Woo! Cool, Oni-chan! You got balls, man! That's not it, that's not it, fine men of the crowd! If I didn't do this, then... Rena might mug the old man running the stall on his way home. No, that's not it at all! Why can't I just express my honest feelings? Baka! It's not like I wanted to give you a present or anything. Keiichi-san surely talks the talk, but how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? And Tomitake-san's shots did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the Wait a minute. I just suddenly remembered Keiichi's backstory, and if Ryukishi had thought of that at the point of the first game, then... Ooh. It'd be difficult. Keiichi-kun, if only there was some way to shoot faster, I'd be able to pile more power on the sway from each hit. Good luck, Keiichi-kun! After taking 2 deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy. 2 more rifles! Ah, there we go. Huh? The crowd murmured amongst themselves. I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to. One person can't handle 3 rifles at once. I get it. Nice thinking, Kei-chan! Leon was able to figure it out magnificently. Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot. That's right! Then, by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other, Tomitake went silent, peering at me and the bear through his lens. His photographer's blood predicted a miracle will occur. And then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. With that, out of great cheer, they chanted my name, Keiichi! Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. Phew. After letting out a deep breath, I paused. Axe. Now! The moment. It felt like time itself had stopped. I felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets. Hit it. And knock it down! First shot hit the bear on its head. The second. The third. The bear swayed hard. And then. Woo! Yeah! Ooh. Cheers began before the stuffed animal even finished falling from the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me. You actually knocked it over. You got me. Amazing! Congratulations, Keiichi-kun! Keiichi-san has finally learned how to use his head. I see you in a slightly better light now. I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it down. It was the power of teamwork. Friendship. This trophy belongs to all of us. Right, this is from all of us working together. Me didn't hang it a single time. I was about to say that. After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Rena. Here, this is from me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Rena, thinking she was never actually going to get it, was momentarily speechless. I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's after all. Oh, In that case, I was the one who knocked it down, and it's mine. It's mine, so I'm giving it to Rena. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time she embraced and accepted it. Oh, it's so fucking cute! You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot! Ichigo! Thank you so much! Rena dove at me. Leon told me a few days later that Rena kissed me. Oh my, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at that time. I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomitake-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here. There are lots of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa. Especially that moment. The crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival. I'll be going off ahead then. Uh-oh! I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well then, everyone, see you in a bit. Both Lika-Chan and Tomitake-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. I wish both of you the best in your endeavors. Now, I'll leave you off. Yeah, might as well go see Lika-Chan's charming figure. Let's go! Heaven or hell, let's rock. Yeah! Huh? Where's Rena? What are you doing? Ichi-kun! Ichan! Save me! She was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people. What is she doing? She must have her hands full taking care of that bear. I'm still like caught up by how fucking cute that earlier part was. Enter, go, enter. Oh, that's shift. Whoops. So I'll leave Rena in your care, Kei-chan. I have my hands full taking care of Santoko. What? Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san? Please don't pull on my arm. Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Rena's collar. Keiichi-kun. There. Don't grab me there. Always so bossy. Where can I grab then? Oh. I didn't feel ashamed at all. Fuck. That was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed onto Rena's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up. That's our fate. Yeah. I hadn't realized Rena's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition. That wasn't what I meant, not at all. My ears burned. Fire. What's going on? Someone help! I tried to keep calm as I repeated the phrase, "Keep together in my Kishi!" in my mind. But it didn't look like I would be able to anytime soon. I really didn't want Rena to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. Ooh, red. There was already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday and just as hot. There was a pile of futons warded with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with the cotton and futons. Eiichi-san! Rena-san! We're over here! The girl waved her hands from the front row. Ah, sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved. How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement with Rena? You punk! So that's what your plan was. Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin. How was it, Nana? Was Kei-chan's hand bigger than you thought it would be? Now I'm remembering, you know, when she was gonna beat the shit out of me earlier, so, you know. Gonna turn bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion. I figured. To see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when? Were you hit? Between the ha and ow of her howl, I think. Anna, not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment. Uh-oh, you're about to get hit too. I didn't hit her. Whatever. Ow. Thump. Thunder. Silence and crowd. You must all be quiet. It's beginning. It was a solemn ritual. Lika-Chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Lika-Chan and clapped to their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash from Tomitake-san's Tomitake Flash! What's the big thing Lika-Chan is holding? A hoe that's used for this festival. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Lika-Chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. He swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Carrying out the futons? He's purifying futons that absorb illnesses from people over the winter. So when Kei-chan said airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Lika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Santoko looked on, silently lending her support. Worried? Lika practice every single day with a mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail. Well, it's not certainty, but she will certainly prevail. Santoko's hands were sweaty. Whenever Lika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Oh, that's fucking cute. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be the Shrine Maiden? It feels wrong having Lika-chan swing around something so heavy. I'd do it if they asked me, you know? And, well, it's not something just anyone can do. That's true. Shrine Maidens need to be pure. You asshole, after all. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of the big drum, Lika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priests had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Are there voices in this track? Also, is it me or is my model, like, really moving well today? I feel like it is. You know? I don't know. Is it just me? Like, whee! This is not something to be doing during a sacred ritual. Whee! There it is. There's Rescar. Whee! Oh, there it is. Oops, what? I spoke too soon. Come on, there we go. Hell yeah. Whee! Whee! Anyway, following after the priests, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine's giant stairs in a line. What's happening now? Washing the futons in the river? Watanagashi means setting cotton adrift, you know. Procession continued right up to the bank of the stream, where we all would then go on to make deposits. The fire was stoked high, and it was bright, and I skipped that line, and I'm not going back. People started crowding around it and clamoring. Alright, get in line. Line up, Keiichi-kun. I wonder what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine? Red and white bean buns? It's not food. I said it was cotton. Ah, but of course. They didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. I did, which I did only learn like a minute ago, but still. Oh, I could just fucking close my eyes and listen to this forever. I finally understood. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Lucky 7. Anyway. Let me just open that sometime and just leave it open for hours. The municipal oh god, I could fucking close my eyes right now. Shit, why am I doing this at 11 p.m.? No! Oh, stop! Sit up! Sit up, you bastard! You know I can get to this on the stream. Stop! Sit up! Municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Come on, come on. Anna dove into the line and brought out some for me as well. He then proceeded to the bank of the stream. It's your first time, Keiichi-kun. I'll be gentle. Just copy what I do. She held the cotton in her right hand and, waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs. You do this 3 times and silently give thanks to Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama? What's that? The name of the shrine's god? Is that the first time this has been brought up this whole game? Yes. It's the guardian deity of Kamizawa. It brings about both miracles and curses. So you must be sure to show respect. That sounded like a pretty frightening god. Oh yeah, it's fucking terrifying. But, well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. As soon as it showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. This way, all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by the cotton. Then you let it gently drift away on the stream, and you're done. Together, Rena and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the evil festering in Hinamizawa, drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Rena. I wasn't very lonely, though. I know this place now. This is where I live. My home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It's Mitake-san. I headed towards it. How did it go, Tomitake-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yeah, fortunately. Tomitake-san was with a girl. Felt a little like I was intruding. How was it, Gage-kun? Did you enjoy the festival? From the way she spoke, it seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. Really should try harder to remember people's faces here. In fact, you spoke to her a couple of days ago. She just didn't have a spray. What was her name? Well, it was fun. My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name because she gave a lighthearted chuckle. It's probably because it hasn't been long since you moved here. It's pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly you've gotten with the other kids. That's how it looked. All probably thanks to Reina and Dion. Perhaps you feel more like a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in its festival today? Oh my god, they can read my mind. I wonder about that. Oh, that's not like you. I had tried to get used to Hinamizawa, but there's still plenty of things I didn't know. Oh, Kate-chan, what are you doing? The faces of people I'd met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well. Oh, feeling left out because of something like that? Not so much of feeling left out, it's just not sure how to say it. That incident of damn construction site. The fighting over it and other conflicts. Terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. And all it was in the past. Someone living in Hinamizawa. It wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and bad that happened here. It will put you at ease. If it will put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. I'm going to break for a second just to make some comments. I really like how, particularly this first, when I first read this, one of my initial complaints with it, I'm sure this is true for a lot of people, is that, you know, it's slow and nothing happens and blah, 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 which can also be complaints of I think then folks go on to have that complaint, like with the structure of When They Cry in general, you know, with its first half, second half, you know, and then even more so when it's that way with like question arc, answer arc. But I mean, one, I don't know if the first time I read this was on a on my phone. Like, I don't even know if this is using the same translation, so maybe it's even just a better translation, which is helping. But I really appreciate. Also, anyway, like I was saying, just in there's also this hindsight aspect, I guess, of like where, or rather, I'm better at picking up, and maybe it was also just because I read it on my phone the first time. But I'm also just better at picking up, like, they're really, I think, really well giving us this perspective of Keiichi did just move in, like, and how he's like really becoming to value that, which I mean, yeah, I guess we already played through 3. We know shit's gonna hit the fan later. You know, knowing what's to come, I feel like it'll be better to even just get this thought out. He's got this, you know, it's really like we're opening up this first half with him going from outsider to like culminating in, you know, the ritual, him, other than this conversation that's going on right now, culminating him like really, but also, you know, him like talking to Tomitake about how, you know, you should move here and just all this stuff. It's all very, I mean, one, it's very wholesome and sweet, but it's also just, you know, him just, it's all building up to him really feeling like this is home. This is where I belong. I am feeling, and it's kind of been established, he never felt this way about the city or anywhere before, and we'll get to, I don't think that's covered in any parts of this chapter, but we'll get more into that in later chapters. I know we got to some of it in Higurashi, but anyway. So then this is where then we get the, because after this part, you know, spoiler warning, if you, skip a little ahead to, I'm live, you can't fucking skip ahead. I'll start doing this when I'm done talking about spoilers and shit, if you want to just mute me for a minute or something, I don't know. But anyway, so right now we're right before the point where Keiichi gets really paranoid in this arc, and I think while it is a complaint, and one could argue, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shake my head, but with the focus, also being on Reina, but also you have all this really. I don't want to say this is like the climax because this is not, but this is like the build up. All here is like we've come up to this point where Keiichi feels right before shit hits the fan is where he has really come to almost feel like this is his place, his home, where he loves. In Tatare Goroshi, which we read before, we see how this transforms into him desperately, desperately trying to protect that place, protect those the days with the peaceful days that he's come to love, which that will drives him to murder. Whereas here, these feelings that have spread throughout his body of warmth and love and acceptance and blah blah blah, he's then going to feel soon. He's going to start feeling extremely isolated and paranoid, which is going to give him that whiplash, or maybe more the. Damn it! I didn't mean to do that. More for the audience, there'll be like this whiplash of not, oh, he doesn't belong. Oh, and at this point, we don't obviously know any of the future stuff, so you are going to. I mean, if you're either aren't doing a reread or rewatch, or you aren't coming in with spoilers and whatnot, you don't know that as you come into this that. I mean, you have Keiichi's perspective when there's this. I don't want to say betrayal per se, but like just this. Like oops, I hit the mic. I was gonna say like IRL. I am like actually like clutching at my chest and just like I guess what comes to mind is that it's kind of like a more raw kind of hurt that it goes for here. It just that. Obviously, I'd probably be able to talk about this better if I weren't going off of memory and I was speaking after I finished reading this chapter. But like, I guess my point, if I had a point, is that although this in particular chapter has well, there are criticisms and it takes the build up, blah blah blah. I think especially with this chapter, if anything, you really and also like on a tangent, like with stuff like Clannad and Muv Love Extra, you need these parts to really make the parts that come later matter and have the impact. I mean, with those other two examples, they're kind of not exactly the same as this, but it's. Although personally, Higurashi's always sort of felt like Ryukishi originally was writing Clannad fanfiction, and he was inspired by Clannad when he was, or not Clannad. Sorry, no, he was inspired by Key, which is a studio that the developers of Clannad. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Point is, I feel like this also might, speak to why the really hardcore fans of the anime who still stick by it even after this, don't just because it's like it really is almost like a different story it's trying to tell you. The original way back was not doing this, like it originally, or if it was trying to, it was not doing it well. Whereas here, you really are like, it's like his coming to feel at home here, because at the beginning of this, Keiichi was still kind of the new kid who'd just come come from back from the funeral, and since then he joined the club. He, became melded into the club, and da da da. And it's like 11. It's 11 at night. I'm sorry if I'm not being well organized with these thoughts. I just really kind of between this and rambling about Sotsu earlier, I'm just very thinking about this stuff. Anyway, yeah, I guess I just TLDR. This is some good shit. I did the same thing earlier. I'm sorry, or rather on Twitter earlier. I think I've like lost one train of thought and crashed into a few others. But yeah, like I just I really I guess also because speaking as someone developing a visual novel myself, and then also just as someone who lives in the world and consumes media, there's always these arguments, or not arguments, I guess, but like there's this narrative of should you ever include a scene that does not contribute to the brand, greater blah 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 blah. It's like I don't know. I'm getting off topic now. I guess what I'm saying is I don't know. I did lose my train of thought. I'm sorry. Yeah. I think that's the longest I've actually talked on a stream since I started streaming again. But anyway, excuse me. Yeah, I guess I think I made my point somewhere in there. Let's get back to reading. I'm gonna just shake my head a little to signal anyone who viewed it. Oh right, shit, I can't now. Okay, if you just came back, I just remembered what I was gonna talk about. Or did I say it? I don't remember. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna forget it. I'm gonna go on. If it will put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. Tomitake-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said ask me anything, though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. And did you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed? There was a big incident where Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right? I think the locals would be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know. It's only what I read in the newspaper, though. Tomitake-san's eyes entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke. Ooh, aid. The decision to start the dam project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago. I heard it was the next major project after Kurobe. There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time: improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand for electricity, and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinamizawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of ground when it was completed. The entire area right up to Yagouchi, way upstream, would be underwater. But why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? Could they have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I'm not really sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain for building a dam. Well, of course, there were protests here in Hinamizawa. Lika-Chan had said there was a battle. From that choice of words, I had to guess things had turned out violent. It was a trial, and it was even brought up before the National Diet. It was covered in the Tokyo newspapers, too. Yana told me all about that as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which could not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle. As a result, bribery and scandals were brought to light. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. I wanted to know. Now was my only chance to ask. It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little shame from the fact I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Rena and Mion's refusal to talk about the event. But I figure I might as well ask since I had the chance. Just so I would stop thinking about it so much. So, there was a dismemberment, right? There was. I happened to be here in Hinamizawa at the time, so I remember it well. Tomitake-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced out question. It was about... Oh, here we go! The music! Yes! Excuse me, had some water. About this time, 4 years ago. It was the day of the Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. Debate on whether to continue construction on the dam was in disarray. Oh, the fucking water's drowning it out. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident was the final nail in the coffin for the dam. The fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and each hit one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but 1 was still on the run. The right arm he'd hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloids I'd read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Nana and Mion needed to hide it from me. I guess they didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression of Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as shame for still being so interested in it. It was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see. So there it is. So everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro-sama was the name of the god at the shrine that held the festival today. If I recall correctly. I see. The guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa. Apparently the younger ones didn't think so, but it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman Tomitake-san said, the woman with Tomitake-san said with a mischievous chuckle. Onitake-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well. But I wonder about now. There are quite a few, I think. Amongst the youth, too. A few... what? People who believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile. Her expression turned stern. Then after that, it continued every year. Always around this time. Continued? Wait, what continued? Tomitake-san paused for a second, as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me, as if someone might have been listening. Every year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody died. The year following the dismemberment, on the day of the Watanagashi, a man from Hinamizawa who had supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation. Unfortunately for his wife, the body was never recovered. He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinamizawa. At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman chuckled mischievously again. Then the next year, the night of the Watanagashi, the shrine's Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night. The shrine's Shinto priest? You mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded. There was a rumor amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Oyashiro-sama's anger. And the year after that, again on the night of to Watanagashi. I discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connections with Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife have been involved in some way too? Exactly. The woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacingly. One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years before. The younger brother is still alive, it seems, but it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighboring town. Look at them placing all these freaking breadcrumbs for later. For a while I stood there with my mouth agape. The battle over the dam construction, Yamizawa's future, the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. But that wasn't all there was to this. Homicide, body disposal, accidental death, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beating. I'm pretty level-headed. I don't really want to believe in curses, but the freakish deaths happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi. All of them are related to the dam. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves. Them all together, missing all of them coincidences, and defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year on the day of Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen without fail. The woman chuckled again as if she picked up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying, maybe there was. Maybe we frightened him. Stuff like that. I felt embarrassed being read so easily. I pressed Tomitake-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Then? So someone died the next year, right? Who was it that time? I wonder, who do you think, Keiichi-kun? The hell? The way he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off. Don't avoid the question. I'm serious here. Hey, calm down, Keiichi-kun. I realized when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking. We aren't trying to avoid the question, Keiichi-kun. It's just, when you say the next year, that's today. When she hesitated to say it, Tomitake-san finished for her. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed. Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's going to happen again tonight. The festival was so cheerful, though. Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. Turns out she didn't even attend the Watanagashi festival. There was a rumor going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Oyashiro-sama's wrath. Did you hear anything about this, Keiichi-kun? I never even heard a whisper of that rumor. Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they were afraid of the curse? I figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at the Watanagashi than usual. I guess everyone was just afraid, after all, of Oyashiro-sama's gods. I couldn't utter a single word. In this modern age, where we've made progress in all scientific fields, shedding light onto the unknown and misunderstood, the black and white television has been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon. Even with all our accomplishments. And also, those are his examples, Mr. 1983 over here. This can exist in modern society? Tons of invitations were sent out to neighboring towns as youth groups to help pad the numbers. But after that string of events, few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police are treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. They're trying to keep it quiet, so it's all plainclothes officers. It finally began to dawn on me why Irena and Neon were reluctant to talk. If nothing happened during this Watanagashi, everything would have been over with and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. And they wouldn't have had to act like nothing happened. They would have all gotten back to life as usual. Maybe it was just too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed. No, it wasn't. Not at all. I tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. For seeing how I looked, Tomitake-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting her sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanor. Keiichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses. Well, no. The causes of all the crimes were unknown, with the perpetrators and their methods all mysteries, then I would think it's the work of a curse. But that's not how things are in reality. The police are investigating the evidence and suspects to uncover the truth. Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. But they have air-conditioned cars, right? And they'll invite me into those air-conditioned cars, won't they? It was perfect for repelling the word curse. Oh yes, that man is perfect. Sorry, what? First one, the dismemberment, for example. I told you, didn't I? All but one of the perpetrators were arrested. It's only a matter of time for the last one. The motive turned out to have been an argument they had while intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Watanagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all. The accidental death of the man who supported the dam is the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident, not foul play. But they both happened on the day of the festival, right? Ha ha ha. Just think about it, Keiichi-kun. Do you think people with a lot of enemies here in Hinamizawa could participate easily in a local festival? It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Watanagashi. They probably left Hinamizawa intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitake-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I could convince myself. And Tomitake-san, what about the priest who died after that? The one with the unknown illness? That also happened on the day of the festival. It's even easier to explain what happened to the Shinto priest. The Watanagashi is a really big event that happens once a year. It was probably from all the pent-up stress. Or it may have been because of a pre-existing condition. But it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe something with an unknown cause could exist with our advances in medicine. Buddy. Kid. Just an exaggeration. Rumors making rumors. Anyone would get worked up over having incidents 2 years in a row. The sudden death is quite unnatural, though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died, but there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know? Turns out it was just sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I already explained that. Everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a third year. Those who are of strong faith were quick to believe it was work of the curse. Of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently, they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Yashiro-sama's anger." Well, then, how about the next incident with the housewife? That happened on the day of the Watanagashi too. The perpetrator has already been caught and the case has been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Hinamizawa curse. Then how about the next year? Oh yeah, this year's the next year. Tomitake-san gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen. Not this year. There was never a curse to begin with. It's just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking. I can see very clearly now that Keiichi-kun really does love Hinamizawa. Even if Oyashiro-sama's curse actually did exist, Keiichi-kun couldn't bring himself to believe that such a thing existed. I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Lena and Mian tomorrow with the same smile as always. They'd probably also like tonight to end without incident so they could continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening in stretched as she got up from the rock she was sitting on. Well then, I should be getting back. Goodness, I think I may have gone on a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before, I could only make out a few groups of families among the enjoying the cool evening air. I looked at my watch. It seemed like we talked for the better part of an hour. Didn't you come along with your friends, Geichiko? Not going to look for them? Oh, yeah, they might all be looking for me. You're quite the scoundrel making the girls look for you. See you, Geichiko. Have a nice night. You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you in a bit later. Oh, Take-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. Oh, his name is Jiro. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still cleaning up the shrine grounds. Geichiko! So sorry! In her place, Senna came running over. I could see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil! My bad, Gei-chan! We got so caught up in our discussion. I'd completely forgotten about them all caught up in our conversation, so we were even. My, so Take-san was with you! This works out perfectly! We still need to settle things for the shooting gallery competition. Ah! That's right. I guess I'm gonna end up dead last. In the end, after my dramatic victory, Lika-Chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time and aim, but all 3 shots completely missed. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Take-san. Now that's a twist. However, she did her little, mewing cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. She was given a pack of gum as a consolation prize. Her methods were a bit audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently. Come to think of it, Lika-chan is quite the trickster. I have no idea what Keiichi-san is talking about. Now then, it's decided that Take-san is dead last. Everyone cheered and applauded. Take-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered. So, Take-san, are you ready? Penalty time. Oh, I completely forgot about that, huh? You're too naive, Take-san. This is why our club can never lose. Mion pulled a felt-tip marker from her pocket. Oh, what's that? Show him some mercy, Mion. At least use a washable marker. A permanent one is too harsh. It just has to be permanent. It comes off when you do the laundry anyway. Whoa, what is this? Please, take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arms behind his back, and Mion approached him with a marker in one hand. And... But she didn't write on Take-san's face. He wrote on the shirt he was wearing. You'd better have your big break this year. Yeah. And I took up the marker next. Show me your photos next time, okay? And it was a little heartwarming, and I just had to like. I'm actually like getting all smiley over here reading these. Haha, this is more like a farewell card than a penalty. I'm not as soft as the rest. I'll make sure this is a proper penalty. Aha, dead last. Try harder next time. Lika. Here you go, Keiichi-san. I couldn't decide what to write, but based on what kind of penalty this was the most appropriate. Come back and play again. Oh, that's so fucking sweet. Oh. Come back and play again, Keiichi. Take-san was silent the entire time. At first he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on. Oh god, that's so fucking sweet! Do I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty? Of course, you'd better wear it all the way home. Haha, you can wear it when you come back. It would be nice. It would be nice. He appeared deeply moved. Oh, I know. This is so fucking sweet. Embarrassment mixed with the wealth of... I'm trying to fucking talk. I'm smiling so fucking big. Embarrassment mixed with the wealth of other emotions made him turn a bright red. Understood. I'll wear this the next time I come here. I promise. Everybody cheered and applauded. It was the finest parting gift possible for a buddy heading out tonight. And you'll just briefly, just rewinding a bit back to that little bit where I was talking. Even this, like, really fitted to that. Just, I mean, setting aside everything that's about to happen, just because, you know, Keiichi was really fucking suspicious of Tomitake when they first met. Like, you know, like he wanted to talk to Tomitake to like learn the truth, but you know. And Tomitake was pretty leery of Keiichi and Anna too, but look at them now, they're all buddy-buddy. It's so cute, it's so fucking sweet, I want to just hug everybody! I saw the woman who was with Tomitake's son standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomitake-san noticed her too and knew it was time to leave. Seems like your guest is waiting. Isn't it about time? Yeah, that's certainly how it seems. Tomitake-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomitake-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved. Oh god, this is so fucking sweet! Oh my god! Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite the casual farewell. This wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before. He's gone. Well, it's about time we take off too. Lika-Chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Santoko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspect. The walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that, that kind of stuff. Anna and I parted ways with Mion, and then it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house, and I parted ways with Anna as well. It's already pretty late. Are you alright by yourself? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's close. I'm gonna run, too. Why are there seagulls in the background? Oh, that's not a beach. That's like the blowing of the trees. I was like, I was about to get like very like, oh my god, am I going crazy? But never mind. If you run into some weirdo, just yell. Someone does come and save me, maybe? Maybe? I hear you. Oh, okay. I scream loud enough so you can hear me. They're the narrowly spinning around her arms at high speed. Lena dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even an adult could stand against her. Lena's cheerful presence disappeared and it finally became quiet again. A curse that not a single person. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it didn't show on any of their faces, but they were all probably quite concerned about it. But if nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up being just crazy talk. Nothing will happen. Nothing bad. Nothing at all. What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you standing in a place like that? Come inside. You'll catch a cold. It was my mom. Did you go, Mom? To the Watanagashi festival? In the end, oh. And your father didn't wake up, so I missed it. A little disappointing. Mom stuck her tongue out with a bit of an embarrassed look on her face. Hug my fucking laptop. This was so sweet. Okay, yeah. So now we get all the tips, letting us know in on all the no. Real quick, I'm gonna just jack the volume because I don't know if the audio is going to be picking up the seagulls. So I'm going to shut up for 1 second and let you guys just listen to that so you know I'm not crazy. Okay, everybody heard that? Let's go look at some tips. Remember a few. Yes, there were. Okay, so let's just get down to it. I mean, we know a little more about these after Higurashi, but still. From the June? Ooh, our song! From the June 19th. In the afternoon of Double X. Office employee Quad X and his wife Quad X of Namizawa Village in Ishibone disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of XXXX at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife... Was the first one meant to be 5 X's? I'm gonna assume so. His wife... XXXX is yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that the XXs leaned on had broken, causing him to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. Oh, that was a short one. Well, a terminal illness death. Caprice Perude. Lika-Chan's puppy. June 1981 ended. In the afternoon of Double X, around 10 p.m., the X-district of Namizawa Village in Chishibone Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude Shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after Quad X's death, his wife, Quad X, went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that the Onikakushi marsh is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. Another quickie about the housewife murder. Wasn't reported in Okay. But I believe this was going to be the big one. This is Okinawa Station calling Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond. Unit 3, this is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is heading your way. Hold position until further instructions. Over. Roger, Unit 3 acknowledged. Requesting no headlights. Requesting radio silence. Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order? Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor. Affirmative. Understood. Backup has arrived. Should we let them take a photo first? I think the pic is done for. Ooh, boy. Okie dokie. I'm gonna say we'll just end it here tonight. It's almost midnight, so I didn't go too late. I think one chapter a night, at least when we're still kind of in these early parts, and it's not like you're gripping us like those last parts of Higurashi were. It's good pace, good pace. So yeah, I I think right now I could keep going, but if I give it another half hour, I'll probably be ready to conk out. So yeah, chapter 6 is this was the end of that. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I hope anyone out there, if anyone out there is actually watching this, is enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying this too, and I hope you're enjoying Higurashi Sotsu as much as I am thoroughly enjoying. And yeah, that's about it for me. Anyone's here, I'm planning on trying. I'd like to do something kind of neat special in early August for not a proper debut quite type thing. I don't know if I'll ever debut, but I do want to do something neat because it's my birthday, and also just because I was not planning on just only just doing let's streams and whatnot, but let's plays. Anyway, I do want to get back to Dark Souls. Speaking of Let's Plays, and well, obviously we'll get back to Conception. But I don't know. Maybe I tomorrow, depending on how early we can do, I'll either hop on the Conception scene. Do streams do seem to weirdly end up long because I guess there's that kind of zen-ness to them. Anyway, if I can get on early tomorrow, or not if I can get on, if I can get myself to start streaming early tomorrow, I will probably I would like to at least knock out another chapter, but before I might either switch to Conception or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm rambling now. Well, I don't know. I like to ramble. I'm getting used to that because that was how when I did Let's Plays back in the day. I just fucking rambled a lot. I need to get back into that zone, that place of mind, that so on, so forth, herefore, therefore, where art thou? Where do you know Hinamizawa? Do you know Yashiro-sama, I guess. Anyway, I've been Justiguy reading, chapter 6, I believe, of, Higurashi no Nakokoro ni, chapter 1, Onikakushi, and, yeah. Until, it's been a great time. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. But I'm afraid that until next time, this is gonna have to be farewell.